Hi, this video will show you how to create an item in Heartland Restaurant POS. So we're going to go to the left hand side to account menu, and we're going to click on items, and then we're going to click new on the right hand side. So here we can name our item Mexican burger. We can select an image, and then we can put in a description. If you're using a barcode scanner for some items, we can put in a barcode number here. Then the price of the item is going to be, let's say, $10.99. Then if we want to track our profit, we would put in the cost, how much it cost us to make this burger. So let's say $5.99. And then we can select if the item is taxable, tax exempt, or the tax is included with the item. This is usually good selection for drinks where bars have the fixed price of, let's say, $3 beer and the tax is already built into the item. Next option is non-revenue. So this is usually for like gift cards or something like that doesn't really count as the revenue. So you can select this option and wouldn't be counted as a revenue for the place. Then there is an alcohol flag to flag what items are falling into this category. And then if the item we're creating actually is able to be weighed on the scale. So if we're using that, we can actually select weight per pound, weight per ounce, and then this can also be an item that has a time pricing. Basically, if you're doing a game of pool and then how long you're renting the table for, or it can be a unit for price. But when we're creating a regular Heartland Restaurant item, we don't need to worry about that stuff. Then if the place is doing coursing, you can select what's the default course this item falls under, and then you can restrict the discounts. So if you have like high price item that you don't want to discount, you can check here, and that would render this item undiscountable. Then you have miscellaneous items. So if you're creating an item with open pricing, you can actually select this option here. And then once you ring up that item, it will prompt you for a price. You can also hide that item on the receipt. So unless it's a $0 item, this option is going to be grayed out for you. Stored value, for example, if you're creating an item that's a gift card or account payment, then you would select any of those options. If the tip applies to this item, so if it falls into the calculation for the tips or surcharges or gratuities, separate seat. If you check this option, when you ring this item, by default it will create another seat on the ticket. Prompt for quantity. So when you're ringing this item, it will prompt you how many pieces of that item you're selling. And then entree, you can select if you want to count it on the reporting for that. Half and half pricing. For example, if you have item that has like two halves, you can govern the pricing based on the more expensive half or step pricing. But for regular items, we don't have to worry about it. For reporting category, you can select any of the report categories that are already created, or you can create a new one. So right now I'm going to select the food. So this, once I ring up and sell this item, it's going to fall into the food category, and that's going to be showed up on my reports. Kitchen group, this is important for printing purposes. So you want to decide where it's going to print, and you can add additional tags. So these tags can be used for different things. It can be used for additional taxes, or maybe discounts, promos, and promotions. So I'm just going to select that it's a fast food attribute as well. I'm going to select that it's fast food in this case, but you don't have to populate either of these fields. Now, when it comes to sizes, you can have an item and it has its own pricing that's $10.99. But if you have the same item with different sizes, let's say like beverages or even burgers, we can go with single and then I can put in the price that it's $10.99 for the single. I can put in my cost that it's $5.99, but I can create another size that's double, and then I can put in the price that's like $13.99, and my cost is probably $6.99. And then I can select which one is going to be default. You know, we can so when you're ringing up the item, it's going to fall onto the single by default, but you can change it. Otherwise, if you uncheck and you don't have a default, it's going to prompt you to make that selection. Section, this is where we want this item to show up in our POS. So I already created a section called fast food, and I want to put it there. And then the last thing is adding modifiers. So you can add any modifier from this list. I already created one that's called temperature. So as you can see, all the options for temperature are showing up here. And again, I can have pre-selected value if I want to, and then I can add additional modifiers right here. Next one is the color of the button. So you can actually color code all the items inside the POS. So it's a burger, so let's go with the brown. You can also set certain hours for the item. So basically, outside the hours that you set, it won't be available. So if you have items that are only available on certain days, you can do that as well. I'm gonna disable that option, and then you have two more flags that tell you if the item is available online and then on the kiosk or a skip the line option. So once you're done, you can pretty much save, and then you can click on the top right publish, at which point the changes will be sent to the POS and this item will be available on the POS side. And then one last thing I want to show you is if you already have an item and you just want to create an item that's similar, you can actually use the duplicate button on the bottom, and all the settings that previous item had, even the pricing, will be here. You can just put in the new name, let's say and maybe change the pricing. And just like that, you create an item using the existing one in less than 5 seconds. I'm going to send the changes to the POS, and at this point I just created another item and it didn't take that much. So that's how, in short, you create an item inside the Heartland Restaurant POS. For more information, please visit digitalmarketpos.com. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye.